Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, if you haven't guessed from the wall, we're checking out another 4D silhouette from Adidas. This time it's from the in-house consortium design team on their latest colorway of the mid 4D. Let's check them out.
Perfect.
Alright, so this right here is the second mid silhouette to drop out of the 4D range. The first obviously being the Kith collaboration, which dropped last year, which is definitely one of my favorite 4D variations. I really love the knit upper and the multicolor version of this, and obviously I'm a huge fan of Ronnie Fieg as it is. Anything he pretty much puts his hands on is in this room. This particular version obviously a hell of a lot cleaner in terms of its colorway. The colorway does see a whole host of different whites and grays incorporated into this super premium knit, which is I think the reason what makes this shoe so expensive. They retailed here locally 8,000 Rand, which is an extraordinary amount of money at retail for a pair of shoes. Are they worth it? I guess we'll find out in this review. But starting off with the outsole of the shoe, you've got the standard Continental rubber outsole here, which is completely closed off, just basically reducing the amount of dirt and all of that kind of stuff that can get into the 4D carbon midsole. For those of you that don't know, the midsole here is created using a process called digital light synthesis, which basically crafts over 20,000 struts that can be individually tuned to maximize the energy return. And since this technology came about, there was obviously a lot of hype around it, so the shoes that were coming out were extremely limited. But now we have seen with the alpha edges and stuff like that, a wider variety of these produced, and at least in bigger quantities. However, price just hasn't really come down, especially on ones like these, and I understand these are limited and stuff like that, but the price point here has really just seen these things sitting on shelves and will more than likely end up going on sale down the line. Don't mark my words for it, but it's possible because there were only a very small handful of these sold on release day, and I'm not sure if this shoe is actually worth 8,000 Rand or $500 for those of you that aren't here in South Africa. But yeah, for me, I've collected a whole bunch of 4Ds. I absolutely love the look of these things on foot, especially the mid. So yeah, this was an easy cop for me from that perspective, but yeah, a very bitter pill to swallow from a price perspective. Moving further up onto the shoe, the upper here is what I really think is the major cost behind this. I think there's been a hell of a lot of work that's gone into creating this particular prime knit, especially with its construction. There's a hell of a lot of detailing and reinforcement points and stitching that have gone in to certain parts of the upper here to really make it something that's durable and that you're not just going to slide around in on the shoe. Speaking about that, if you look into the heel section of the shoe, you will see these aero green crosshatch stitchings here, which really stiffen up the heel section of the shoe a hell of a lot, so giving your ankle and heel a lot of support. Just here how solid that actually is on both sides of the heel cup, obviously. Then in the back here, you've got a stitched overlay, which becomes a sort of heel tab section as well. Moving into the collar section, this is one of my favorite things on the mid 4D, as it's very, very luxuriously thick and it's not too tight around the ankle. Some of you guys might remember or might have owned the Ultra Boost mids, and these, when we first got them in hand, when the model first came out with this particular pair from Ronnie Fieg as well, the collar section of the shoe was incredibly stiff. It took quite a while to basically loosen up. It really restricted the circulation in your toes, at least before you've had a chance to wear them and stretch them out. But really on foot, I think these things are absolutely incredible. This particular colorway is definitely more of a variant for summer, obviously just being a lighter color with this white and off-white coloration. But further to that, in the toe box you also have increased airflow vents here. That was different. If I just show you the Kith side by side, you will see that this one does not have that amount of width in terms of its airflow vents, so there's definitely a little bit more breathability here with this particular version, but whereas this one maybe more of a autumny kind of shoe anyway in terms of its colorway, that could have been a consideration for that as well. Then just on the lateral and medial side of the shoe, one thing that we've come to know with some of the Consortium 4Ds is the painted overlay 3 stripes, and that is just done in a solid white here on both sides of the shoe. From a lacing perspective, the shoes do come pre-laced with these tonal flat white laces. They do also provide you with a second set of laces that are literally pure white. And then just from a branding perspective, you do have the Adidas Performance logo on the left shoe, just above the Aero Green Consortium punch through tag. And then on the right shoe, you have the Consortium logo as well. And then it's the reverse on both sides of the shoe. Taking a look inside the shoe, if you guys can see through the window there, one of my favorite additions to the Consortium Ultra Boost is the use of that window, so you can really see into the midsole of the shoe, which is something I find quite fascinating of what it looks like from the top down. The insoles provided do come separately wrapped. These are the standard Aero Green insoles, 440s with Consortium handshake logos done in a white. So just regarding sizing of these, as Consortium 40s generally only come in UK half sizes, I am a standard UK 9 true to size, so I have an option of a UK 9.5 or a UK 8.5 as my closest sizes. On the standard Consortium Ultra Boost, I do generally take a UK 9.5, so a half size up from my true to size, but in the mid silhouette, I would strongly suggest taking a half size down, so I have taken a UK 8.5 and they fit absolutely perfectly. The reason for that is the length of the shoe will be fine, but with the knit used in the 4D mid, it is super elastic. You guys will just be able to see like how much play that there actually is. So if the shoe is a little bit too long, your toes will just keep going up and they will be very, very difficult to wear. But that is pretty much it. If you guys do want to get a pair of these, they are pretty much available anywhere that they drop, still at retail. I'm not sure if they're going to go under retail in the future or on sale, but by the lack of sales of these immediately and the just overall hype about them, it's quite possible that you might be able to pick up a pair under retail later on. And in that case, I would probably recommend getting them. I guess it's completely up to you whether you're comfortable spending this amount of money on a particular shoe like this. But that's it for today's review. I hope you guys have found this helpful and insightful. If you do have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe right here for more content down the line in the future. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.